Maybe I can stay right in front of it. We've had such an array of stories tonight. People helping people with resumes, people talking about what they didn't put on their resumes, people talking about things that should be on their resumes. But my story is about, I think I've got something I'm going to have to take off my resume. Now, probably most of you have heard about the big looming danger of the AIs taking over the world and destroying all humankind. And I have guilt here. I have had a hand in this. Long ago, before my husband and I moved to Miami, things weren't so great. My father just died. We couldn't find jobs. We were on food stamps. And there was an ad in the paper about this job where they wanted people who could talk about, some kind of specialty thing. And so, hey, money, we need this. So I went and I interviewed for this, and they asked me what I knew about computers, and I could very proudly say how I could work on WordStar and make documents, and that, I was looking at BASIC, which is a baby computer language. And then they asked me what I could talk about, and I mentioned a few things. And I went home feeling very good about this, and I got the job. So this was really exciting. And they were very excited about me because I knew nothing about computers. They were people who did, and what I said was laughable. And what was good was that I could talk about Shakespeare, so they asked me to talk about Shakespeare. So I went into down. We lived in Cambridge. We lived in 2 rooms, and I went downtown to Boston. Where they were having the first Loebner Prize competition of the Turing test. And if you haven't seen the movie, the British movie about Alan Turing, it's wonderful. Okay, so the premise there is if you walk like a duck and you talk like a duck, then you're a duck, which that's a fallacy, but okay. So what they wanted to do was they wanted to hide a bunch of human beings and have us talk on a subject, which meant we would type into a keyboard. And people would ask us questions about our subject. And then there were also computer programs, and this was the real competition, is what computer scientists had created computer programs that could actually engage in a conversation, the thing we're all terrified about today. And so there were the computers, and there were the humans, and the audience, the people who came, were to judge. Were they talking to a human being, or were they talking to a robot, a future AI, which is plaguing us now? So, people were asking me questions like, what's your favorite Shakespeare play? Which I found a really boring question, so I would answer with a different play every time. And they asked me about, they told me that my spelling was atrocious, which it is. I've gotten a lot better, but I'm a terrible speller. And so I would just answer, well, they didn't have rules of spelling in Shakespeare's time, so he could spell things any way he wanted to, and he spelled his name 13 different ways. He did, I counted. Okay, one time there was a list of his signatures, and I counted. I was a kid, that's what a kid does. Okay, so this was really fun, and it went on for 6 hours, and I was getting a little punchy. But finally it drew to a close, and they trotted everybody out, the programmers and the human beings, and then they gave the results of who people thought was what. And I must tell you, I passed the Turing test. I am a computer program, because people decided that I was a computer program having a conversation with people, which I thought was really hilarious and was a lot of fun. But keep in mind that the computer people have a saying, garbage in, garbage out. The danger with the AIs is they're machines, okay? But if you put garbage in, you will put garbage out. And what we have heard tonight from all of these wonderful people is that the right stuff, the right things, the moral things, and you put those in, and that's what you will get.